Welcome to another episode of Keep It Moving. I'm sitting here today with my guy, Kyle. What's up, Kyle? How's it going, man?
How we doing, my dude?
Everything's good, man. I'm glad we got a chance to get this done, man. I know we were trying to get this on about a couple of months now, but timing is everything. Timing has to be right, and couldn't be no better than right now, because I know you were going through a transition from one career change to another one.
Yes, sir.
And you finally got some bearings up under you, got your legs under you, and settled in, right?
Been quite the journey, for
Quite the journey? Yeah. How's that going?
It's going good. I'm loving it. It's a good transition. It's different working from home solely, just doing, being in my living room, not really getting out too much.
Okay.
But I like it. It's
like
a grind. I like the phone sales part.
Mm-hmm.
I like doing insurance, like, as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good product for people. I like helping people, with things like that. So
Yeah.
I've been liking it a lot.
Cool.
Yeah.
I know that is, like I say, a big change coming from what you were doing, going into the office, hitting the streets, pounding the pavement, door knocking with that.
Yeah.
Was solo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely door knocking is not for the weak. That's for sure.
No.
I mean, we got you. We got you out there, and
Oh, man.
we hit some doors, right?
Man.
So and it's funny because door knocking is probably one of the most odd jobs or professions. And when you tell people that you knock doors or that was your career or that you've done that in the past, people, like, the number one thing people say is, like, that's still a thing, and yeah, it's still very much a thing.
Yeah.
You got guys making high six figures,
Easy.
knocking doors.
Right.
So
Right.
it's pretty funny.
Well, one thing that I found about it is that it helps you in your communication and your people skills. It builds character.
For sure.
That's the thing that I liked about it.
I always told people that if you can knock doors and make sales, you can do anything. You can sell anything at that point, right?
Yeah.
If you can go interrupt someone during their dinner with their family while they've been at work all day,
Right.
and get them to sign up for something for 25 years and they just met you, you
Right.
could pretty much sell
Right.
anything at that point.
Jamie Foxx said that knocking doors is like getting a 4-year degree in communications.
For sure.
Yeah.
You definitely have some interesting experiences.
Now you haven't always been into sales though, right?
No.
Okay.
I started my career in what I thought I wanted to do forever. I was a fireman. My stepdad at the time was a firefighter. I grew up around that. So I went that route. I grew up in Chino Hills, went to Chino Hills High School, played baseball there. Then I got a scholarship to pitch at the University of Iowa. Did that. I ended up having elbow surgery right before I went to college. So I had to redshirt, did the whole injury thing. That was fun. Didn't go as planned, but had a good time in Iowa. Got to experience, some things, live in the snow, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then I ended up going back to junior college for a year, just to kind of get everything squared back away after my injury, and that was a blast. I went to Santa Barbara City College. Had a great time
I
there.
can imagine it's nice out there. Weather's nice, right on the
Perfect.
beach.
Right on the beach. You had no worries. You're in junior college, right?
Right.
C's get degrees at that point.
Right.
So that was a fun time for me in my life. Made some good friends there. Had some good memories. Then I actually ended up getting another scholarship and going back to Miami, Ohio, smaller school in the MAC.
Okay.
Ben Roethlisberger.
What was that scholarship for?
Baseball, same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah, same thing.
So the injury healed up and you started to just like
so
going
I
around a little
got
bit?
surgery my senior year of high school, still went to Iowa on a scholarship. I committed before I had the surgery. My arm just never really felt the same. I also was playing in the snow, which was new for a California kid,
Yeah.
So did that. Ended up, like I said, just didn't end up working out. So I went to junior college to catch back up a little bit and let my injury heal. And that went really good, balled out, and then got another scholarship to go play at Miami, Ohio, which is they're in the MAC.
What was your specialty? You had a wicked curve, or you just
No, I actually
fastball
had a
down the pipe?
knuckleball. No, a pretty
Knuckleball?
nasty knuckleball. Yeah,
Oh,
surprisingly.
Man,
I know.
that knuckleball's always been tricky.
Yeah.
I played ball little league, high school, junior high school. I started playing in the Bay Area. We called it Babe Ruth.
Okay.
It was like the summer league in between playing the regular league during the school year. And there was just one guy, he had a knuckleball, and I never could hit it. He mastered it from elementary school.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Little League, and I always would face him in Little League, faced him in middle school, faced him in high school, and I swore that I was going to hit that knuckleball. He every time struck me out with that knuckleball, and I wasn't the only one. He was just good with it. I don't know if he went on to have a stellar career with it or what. We just lost contact, but that knuckleball is tricky.
Oh yeah. So ended up doing that. Had a great time in college. Most fun time of my life. Yeah. Just literally play baseball and hang out with my buddies.
Nice.
Did that. Ended up finishing that out, and then moved back to California. That's when I started my fire department journey. I worked on an ambulance for 3 years in Pomona. So that was quite the experience.
I can imagine.
During COVID.
You see some shit.
To keep that in mind during COVID.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I worked on the ambulance all throughout COVID. Did that whole deal. And that was wild. I grew up around it, so I kind of was somewhat used to it, you know, but you're not used to it till you actually do it.
When you say you grew up around it,
like I said, growing up, my stepdad was a firefighter. So from the age of 10, I was going to the fire station, running calls with them, staying the night at the fire station, you know, stuff like that.
Okay.
So I kind of grew up around that atmosphere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my dad was a nurse. So I was my stepdad, and my dad was a nurse as well. So just kind of always been around,
like,
the medical field and things like that.
Got it. And what transitioned you into sales? Why'd you jump into sales?
So I ended up doing that, became a firefighter after I worked on the ambulance, worked at CAL FIRE, did a couple fire seasons up in Northern California. And then I ended up transferring down to Riverside.
Okay.
That's where I wanted to work, so it worked out good. I was out there, and then I started having really bad hip pain, and I ended up tearing my labrum. Somehow, some way, I don't know how it was torn, but yeah, it was torn. So I ended up getting surgery, and then while I was off on surgery, I went to Texas for a birthday party, and I met this dude out there, and he kind of told me he was doing solar, and he owned a solar company and whatnot, and I was like, you know, I was off already, so I said, you know what, I'll come try it out. So I went out to Texas, and he showed me what was up, and I made a sale in my first, 2 weeks there. So he convinced me to pack up all my stuff and move to Texas. And then I ended up staying on my buddy 𝐬𝐿, staying on his couch with him, and kind of just learned everything there was to learn about the solar game and knocking doors and the door-to-door grind and, you know, all that stuff. And he kind of took me under his wing and showed me what was up. You know, I tell him all the time, I'm thankful for him, you know, kind of teaching me the ropes.
Yeah.
But
you already had, you got to have something in you to be able to do sales and be able to knock a few doors and be able to knock down a sale from the beginning.
And it was a crazy coincidence because he ended up actually being from Chino Hills, back where I was from, just out of, you know, coincidence. And he's in Texas doing this. And I'm like, you know, well, he's going to show me how to do it. So he showed me how to do it. I moved all my stuff out there, and this was my own decision, you know, so I chose to do it. So I'm like, if I'm going to do this, I got to make it work.
Right.
So I moved out there. I probably had, I kid you not, maybe $5,000 to my name, because I was only living off what I was getting from my injury, which was only your salary. But as a fireman, you don't really make much money in your salary. So like I said, I probably had $5,000 to my name. Packed up my stuff, got a U-Haul, drove out to Texas, said, you know, let's make it happen. I stayed with my buddy for probably 4 or 5 months on his couch. You know,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do, and he was cool about it. And you know, he understand the vision. So, and then next thing I know, I got my own apartment, and I ended up subleasing an apartment from one of my buddies that we worked with, and he said there was just a little bug problem. So I'm like, hey, at the time, it's better than my buddy's couch,
problem.
right?
Little bug problem,
Yeah, a little bug problem, but ain't no
as long as
big
it's
deal.
not bed bugs.
Yeah, right. So I go check this place out. Well, it is in the Section 8 housing in downtown Dallas. And
Red flag.
I mean, just like it's not a little bug problem.
Right.
There's a roach infestation in
You already signed the lease?
Yeah. So I didn't care. Honestly, I needed somewhere to live. I needed somewhere to stay. So I gave him some money and he subleased it to me. And after the first night, I called him. I'm like, yo, bro, like I woke up in the morning and just roaches like
everywhere
scattered off the counter when I turned the lights on.
That's not gonna work.
Yeah. So I'm like,
that's it.
You know, I'm like, I could sleep in the dirt once or twice, but living with the roaches.
Right.
So
yeah.
This guy, he's like, all right, bro, I got you. And he calls an exterminator in. The guy comes and the guy, I'll never forget this. He asked me, he's like, you want the good news or the bad news? And I'm like, well, whatever. And he's like, all right, the good news is that I'm going to be able to get him out. He's like, but the bad news is these are German roaches and they're a lot harder to kill. And
Wow.
I'm like, well, damn.
Wow. I guess German roaches are in the hood too because they never go away.
No.
Yeah.
So did that, whatever. I lived in that apartment for a bit, worked my way out of that. Same type of deal. Got my own apartment in Texas. And then I figured, well, you know, if I can do this out here, I could go do it back home. So made amazing friends, amazing relationships, some people that, you know, I consider my really good buddies in Texas. And we made a lot of money together. Solar's interesting. We ran what's called a blitz model. Okay. So you live like essentially in Airbnbs or hotels for 2 weeks.
Okay.
You go out to these random middle of nowhere towns, you know, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arkansas, things like that. And you just knock doors for 2 weeks straight, like from 10 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, Monday through Sunday.
Let me ask you this. With this bliss system and you hit these different areas, I can imagine that there's other people doing solar there too. It's not a territorial thing. You don't ever run into conflict.
Yeah, for sure it is. But it's pretty heavily scouted, so we make sure that that doesn't happen. Okay. You know, so they have a pretty good way of determining like, hey, this area has been hit, this area hasn't. Right. But it was interesting seeing all these
solar wars.
Yeah, small towns all across the U.S. Man, I mean, some of these places in Oklahoma, like, it was definitely interesting. So I ended up having good success out there. So I moved back to California, did solar out here, you know, worked for a company called Sunrun. It was a great experience. Ended up leaving there, and me and my buddy started our own solar dealer. And that's the start of the uphill to the major downhill crash in the whole sales journey for me and myself.
Why you call it that? The uphill and then the downhill crash?
So we had the dealer, which is basically like me and another friend were running it. We had the highest pay you can get. It was all dandy, like everything was perfect. We were crushing it. And then it's like a franchise company. So like if you owned like a McDonald's and you put it in like somewhere in the mall or something, right? Or, you know, because you can own something like that. Well, the company was named SunPower. Okay. And we woke up one morning and the company went out of business. All the deals that have previously gotten installed or were in the pipeline and were due to pay out, I never got paid on them.
Wow. But you guys didn't see that coming, though. Is that something that was known?
No. So
in the industry that companies would belly up like that?
Yeah, that's the thing about solar. So that's one of the reasons why I'm transitioning into the life insurance game is because a lot of companies struggle and they go out of business a lot, but we didn't think it would happen. So lost a lot of money in that. Then ended up going, giving it one more go round, finding the company that I work at now currently, Solar Pros, and I've been selling solar with them since. Still love doing solar, always will. Probably, you know, there's no reason not to do it. But at this time, I've kind of transitioned my main focus into the life insurance journey. And, you know, I just see it as more of a lucrative and long-term business for myself. And, you know,
a little more stable.
Yeah, for sure, you know.
But even though with the solar, though, man, there's some good numbers in that. Oh, really good numbers.
I mean,
you know, with a good plan, knowing what the business does, that it's also has a potential for folding with a good plan and a good run. A way that I was calculating and looking at it and seeing it. Yeah. A good run for a good 6 months to a year, just hitting it hard, being
Definitely.
very, very, very active. Because in sales, that's what it's about. That's what I saw, 6-month run to a year, hit it. You can feel a little bit of a sketchiness in it, being in it.
Yeah.
But the opportunity is there if you've got that kind of goal set for you short term.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I think just kind of since transitioning into the life insurance space, it's been way less back-end management and way less hoops you got to jump through. These people want the insurance. They want to sign up, know exactly what they're getting.
Yeah.
There's no questions.
It's a lot more value for the customer.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, as far as the value goes, the solar definitely provides value to people, but California
it's just tough for getting them to see it.
For sure. And California's slowly taking as much value out of it as they can, right?
What's that look like? How so?
Making it more expensive, taking away credits, taking away tax credits, things like that, to where it's not as, appealing to a homeowner to go solar nowadays.
Right. But California, that's state, but I know that there was a federal grant too, because with selling the cars, when I was moving vehicles for Audi on the electric side, they took away the state after 2 years. They say that they ran out of it, but
supposedly the tax
knows?
credit federally is gone at the end of the year this year for solar.
Okay. Yeah, because I know the federal was still there for the electric vehicles.
Yeah.
Which was the larger grant, which was $7,500. I don't recall what it was for solar.
It's 30% of the total cost.
Yeah, and that helps a lot when people are looking at their installation upfront costs.
For sure.
And there's a value in that. But if they're taking that away, and there's also a value opportunity in there for a salesperson too to be able to pitch that as, hey, we need to jump on board now because this is going to be leaving us if you're really serious about doing this.
For sure. I think for myself, I'm to a point in my career where, like, I've put in the time to make the personal sales. I've knocked the doors. I've grinded. I've done the blitz. I've done all that stuff. I kind of earned my stripes in the sales aspect of kind of the big picture of things. Right. So for me, the life insurance game seems much easier to get people to transition. Most people, you can take them and teach them how to dial a phone, read a script, and talk to someone based on an application they're reading off the computer. Right.
Because I know that you were managing a team over at Solar, because I was part of your team too. Yeah. And is that the same thing now with the life insurance? You manage a team
exact
too?
Same thing, right? The cool part about the life insurance game is that it's just you and the carrier, right? Opposed to solar, it's you, the installer, then you got to worry about this guy showing up, that guy showing up, then you got to worry about the project support person, reading your email on time, and, all the hoops you got to jump through. And like I said, I love solar. It pretty much paved my sales pathway for me. I'll always do it if I can. But for me, my main thing now is being able to teach other people how to make money and teach other people the skill of sales and, teach them what I've learned the hard way sometimes, some of the aspects. For me, one of the only things that I like to do more than make money myself is show my friends how to make money. I mean, you can attest to that. I showed you the solar. I've showed you certain things, just personally you. But right now I got a buddy, Kyler. He's a young father, just had his second child.
Kyler was getting down with us.
You met Kyler?
Yeah, he flies the plane.
He's kind of like my prodigy,
But wait, you said second bit? He had another one?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow, he's been busy.
Yeah, when I met Kyler, I met him in EMT school, and it's kind of been cool to see just like my direct impact on one single person that I've invested some time into. He's been crushing it in the life insurance. I brought him into solar, showed him the opportunity. He put his head down and closed some solar deals, very similar to kind of your experience. You put your head down, you closed some deals, and then now he trusted me, in my opinion, and jumped over into the life insurance game with me, right as he has a baby on the way, things like that. And I'm to the point where I'm confident in myself that I know I can get someone to make money.
For you being in a management position and me working with you, your skill set and when it comes to your people's skills are really good. You're real chill, and I know that there's times when, you're not having a good day, but it doesn't show. You don't transfer that over to the people that you're helping.
For sure.
And that are under you.
Yeah.
And me being in sales, there's different ways of people managing that just don't work well. And some people stomach it and they deal with it and they eat the shit because they got bills to pay.
Yeah.
They don't see an out. They don't actually have an out. And that's not really good
Yeah.
from a management's perspective. But
Not
as a
always,
manager,
but sometimes you want to fake it till you make it, right? At least
Yeah.
in the work aspect.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
So
oh yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
know, push the things aside, grind out what you have to grind out,
Yeah.
and then handle your things. But
Yeah, of course.
that's been the coolest thing for me is watching people have success with it. And where I was kind of leading with that is with the life insurance, it's much easier for me to get people to have success. It's pretty tough to take your average person off the street and get them to knock doors and actually have success, right? It's not very common. You can
But if
probably
they
say,
do, you got a killer on your team.
for sure,
Yeah.
right? That weeds out the boys from the men for sure real quick.
Yeah.
As far as life insurance, you can get much more people to do that. So for me, it's been an easier transition in teaching someone the game versus teaching someone how to knock doors.
How can you tell the difference between when you got a killer and just a person who's a salesperson?
It's coming to the point where all I got to do is just have a conversation with you. I can even have a phone call with you and I'll know within the first couple minutes. Just your tonality, your voice, the questions that they're asking,
Right.
things like that. At this
Right.
point, where I've
Right.
talked to enough people who are just like kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out guys, or I've talked to enough people who are my capability and above, so it's pretty obvious when you can
Right.
tell. But, sometimes people just don't know. Like
Right.
that's like my buddy Kyler. He didn't know because he's never really been in sales, right? He doesn't know if he's a good salesman or not.
He's got it.
Because
I knocked with him before. He's got it. And
I mean, dude wrote 21,000 in his first month in life insurance.
Yeah, he's
pretty
got
cool.
it.
Yeah,
He's got that dog in him though.
Uh-huh.
I see him when we were knocking doors, he dialed in.
Yeah.
And what he would do is he just focused on what's in front of him. He was always present, and that makes a good salesperson.
Yeah.
Some people don't even know that they're killers, but they are killers.
I think the last thing I'll say, as far as the comparison of the two industries, for me, it felt like in solar or a business where you have to do a lot of back end, like I had a job, right? Like I actually had a job, right? Opposed to running a business. Like in solar, I had to check my accounts every day. I had to do this, this, and this. And if you didn't, you weren't going to get paid.
A lot of administrative work.
Yeah. Whereas in the life insurance, I can go on vacation for 2 weeks and I know I'm going to get paid. I don't have any account management. I don't have things like that, right? And not to sound lazy, but it's just an overall, like, you only have so much time in the day. So would I rather dedicate my time to selling or would I rather dedicate my time to project management, right? That's where I kind of drew the two out and weighed it out.
Well, sales is always better.
Yeah.
Because, with project management, it's kind of like being on hourly. You're up against a clock. With sales, you're not up against a clock. You're up against yourself. And what you put in is what you get out. That's where it goes back to what I was saying. The activity is the aspect of sales, is how much activity you put in, how many phone calls you make, how many people you get in front of is going to determine how much money you're going to make, your output.
For sure. Do
you have any type of plans of possibly opening up a business of your own?
Yeah,
as far as the life insurance aspect of it?
That's the goal. So the way you kind of level up is you're part of an agency. Like, for instance, I'm under Chase right now, and he calls his agency Nighthawk. Once you hit X amount of metrics, then you could get branded and become your own agency, right? So, yeah, obviously that's
quite sure it'd be a lot more lucrative and secure than when you went out and did the solar on your own.
Yeah.
As far as with the life insurance, it's a safer bet.
Yeah, and it's a need-based product. You don't need pest control, you can buy a bug spray. You don't need alarms, you can buy a gun. You don't need solar, you can pay your electric bill, right? You need life insurance. Everyone's going to die.
We all got to pass through that door.
Yeah.
Two things for sure, death and taxes.
Yeah, damn straight. You can get around those. So.
Yeah, that's coming. You're gonna deal with that.
Yeah.
So for somebody who wants to get into life insurance, say that You have somebody who feels as though they can do it. They got the stomach for it. They got the skill set.
Yeah.
What would be the things that they would need in order to be able to come in?
So
come
it's
on board?
pretty simple, honestly, man. I mean, so first you have to get your license, which is fairly easy. It's not very difficult at all. You get your license, pass the test. Once you're licensed, then essentially you're ready to go. We get you onboarded with the carriers. We give you all the training material. We give you the script. We give you access to study guides, access to questions, all the training, aspects you can need. You're on Zoom, and as a new agent or even as a experienced agent, people will unmute so they can hear. So as a new person, you can just hear and listen for a while before you're actually getting on a presentation. As far as getting started, reach out, and I mean, you don't know until you try it. People always tell me like, I don't know if I'm going to be good at sales. This isn't really sales. These people, they want it. They've filled out an application online saying that they want it. Right?
So the lead is coming in.
Yeah, they're warm leads. So we're not cold calling people.
That's a cushion.
Yeah. So most of these people know exactly what you're calling them for, and they're straight to the point.
Yeah.
Right.
So for somebody to get their legs up under them once they get their license and they're
So
actually
step
making
one,
these calls, how long would it take for them to just be in a position where they're earning?
I mean, I like to tell people from day that you get the study material to you're actually making money is probably about a 3 to 4 week process.
Not bad.
Not bad at all for a lifetime career that could change your life. I have friends that are making 7 figures in the industry and they've been in it less than 5 years.
Killers, though.
Killers.
Right. They're willing to put the time in, put the work, got the skill
to
set.
put the time in, all those type
Great
of things.
communicators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one of the cool parts that I like about it, at least my squad, is that we have 2 of the top guys like that are been doing it the longest, making the most money, Colton and Chase. They're on Zoom every day with us, right? I mean, Colton's making, 7 figures. He doesn't need to be on Zoom every day with his team, joking around, asking questions, closing deals himself. I think those are traits that I personally want to follow in as a leader, still being in the trenches with your guys. I think that takes you a lot further. But to answer your question, as far as like getting started, you take the test, you pass it. It's fairly simple. Once you pass the test, you wait about a week to get your license. Once you have your license, you're ready to go. We'll give you everything you need. Like I said, all the materials, study guides, there's daily training. The agency that I work for is called Family First Life. They're one of the largest in the industry. Like I said, it's a fairly straightforward process. Get started, get your script, start dialing. Right? Really much else to it.
So for the killers, you're talking about 6 figures and more in a course of 5 years. What about people who are just, doing average numbers?
Like,
what's the average numbers people are doing?
So right now, based on the numbers that Chase is uploading into, the spreadsheets and stuff, the average agent on our team right now makes about $13,000 a month.
13,000.
Yeah. And I mean, you
Wow.
have guys that are full-time, you got people that are part-time, you got people that are musicians that are doing it to fill the gaps, all kinds of things, because it is a work from home job where you can do it at your own pace, your own time, things like that. Right. But people that come in and already asking like, how little can I do this and still have success? Most of the time it doesn't work out for you. It's kind of like you're already dogging it before you even try.
Yeah, well, of course, I mean, like I said, with sales, it's not like you're clocking.
Yeah.
You're going to get paid for that hour. You just being there. You just, you're fucking around. But with sales, it's what you get out of it, what you put into it.
For sure.
And I was speaking to the people who, on average, that are applying themselves, but they may not be killers.
Yeah, for sure.
But they still are applying themselves.
I would say 10,000 a
average.
month is a comfortable range. If you're, what I like to tell people that are new, that aren't killers necessarily, or don't know if they're killers yet, right? I think that's most majority of it too.
Yeah.
People don't know if they're a killer or not because they've never had someone really test them or push them to that, so they don't even know. Before you rule that out, they could be, but it just really depends, to be honest.
And then there are those who have been doing sales that come in and just they know what their skill set is.
For sure.
You put the product in front of them, they learn the product.
Yeah.
And then people are people. one big jungle. It's just a different animal now.
Yeah, I will say, compared to if you compare the life insurance versus the solar, the life insurance is a little bit more of a team game than the solar is. Because you can go out and personally sell $1 million in solar.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty tough to do that in life insurance without a team. You know.
Yeah,
The
I
goods
love
and the
sales
bads
though,
for
man.
both.
Yeah, I love sales, man. Like we were having a conversation off air. I'm not doing sales right now, but I'm getting into some other aspects of sales, just because I love it. I love it. I mean, I'm a natural salesman. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy helping people, but it has to be the product has to be one that I'm pushing that people can benefit from, because I love to see people light up from a product or from a service that they can use and they see the value in, and it's just an extension of what I'm doing now.
I'm still fairly new in the business to where I'll have a great week and then I have a kind of a down, right? But it'll level itself out.
Right, because you've only been doing it for like, what, a few months now?
Yeah, so like...
Man, you
as
gotta
far
give
as like
yourself some
numbers
grace, bro.
I know. As far as like numbers that have physically came out like in our agency, we've only been there for one full like calendar month that are numbers that have came out. And like I said, myself, I was number 5 in our team, top 5 in our first month. Kyler was like number 3. He outsold me.
Yeah.
He'll never let me live that down, but it won't happen again.
Yeah.
No, but
a little friendly competition.
Yeah.
It never hurts anybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
but number 5, how many people are on the team though?
there's probably about 20, 25 people.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
That's
top 5.
like 95%.
Yeah.
You like the top 5%
In our first month, so we're just getting going. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, with FC and just taking action on it, just diving in and getting into action, it just gets better and better and better and better. The confidence just swells, and so
Amen to that.
Yeah, man. Give yourself some grace, man. A month in, man.
Yeah.
Imagine a year from now
I
where you're
know.
gonna be. Yeah, you probably have a year from now. You probably have your own space, your own franchise, your
That's the
franchisee
plan.
of the whole outfit, right?
Yes, sir.
Be leaving Chase at that time, right?
Yeah, merging together,
right.
making one big unit.
When that happens, how many people can you have under you at one time? Is there a cap?
No, there's no cap. I mean, there's people at Family First that have 600-700 agents underneath them as a big agency.
Yeah.
Doing $3-4 million a year.
Right.
Making some big bucks.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I've always known life insurance to be lucrative. For somebody who would want to get into and has a criminal past, with some of the things that probably could cancel them out. I know for one, bank fraud.
Yeah, anything
can't do
fraud
that.
is going to be.
Yeah.
I have some buddies who had to go through a couple extra steps, like if you've gotten a DUI or anything like that recently.
Yeah.
They're not disqualified, but they have to go through a couple extra steps.
Right.
Certain things like that. I mean, at the end of the day, I would just try. If you get
Yeah.
denied,
Because the possibility is still there, even if you do have like a little bit
I mean,
of a
at least
criminal
try and fight
history.
it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
definitely.
just fold.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is. As long as it's nothing too serious.
Yeah. Anything else going on outside of that? Like I see you on there with the personal fitness. And everything.
You know, I've always been
surprised you
into
haven't
the gym.
done
man.
like you got the personal trainer license and start doing some personal training
That was
on
my
the side.
very first job. Real quick, when I got out of college, I did a little personal training.
Okay.
It's just for me. It's so hard to get someone else to care as much about their fitness as I do, and it frustrated me, so I just had to step out of that. I could never see myself trying to do that. But yeah, I mean, I've been in the gym my whole life. My dad, super fit growing up.
Yeah.
We're eating clean my whole life. I've been eating chicken and rice since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
We didn't drink soda. We didn't do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Me and my dad, growing up, until he moved to Texas, we went to the gym together every weekend. That was like our thing to do together. We still, every time I go visit him, that's like the first thing we do.
Right.
We go hit the gym together.
Right. Yeah.
So, I always say he taught me the way with the weights.
Right.
So it's just been something. And then with sports, you kind of, you had to stay fit. But
yeah, it comes with the territory.
yeah, I mean, so I do have autoimmune disease. That's lately been kicking my ass. It's been kicking my ass for the last 4 years.
Wow. What is that? What does that entail?
It's a crazy ass name. It's called ankylosing spondylitis. Basically, it's a degenerative disease that attacks the hips and the spine and the neck. I used to get sore throats a lot when I was a kid. So it's a gene that's common in white males, and it's not active in a lot of people, but it's activated from chronic infection. So the doctor thinks that it was activated in me from always having sore throats as a kid, because I used to get strep throat all the time before. Because there was a little time there when they were saying, like, not to take people's tonsils out because it was, like, bad.
Right.
But come to find out, like, I was one of the people that should have gotten mine out, like, instantly.
That's crazy you say that, because that was a different era. Because in my era, they were going for the tonsils.
They were taking them out at birth.
Left and right.
You're just taking them out, yeah.
And I went to the hospital, but my two sisters took me there, and it was at night.
Yeah.
It was frightening to me as a kid. I'm like 7. They took me to go get my tonsils taken out, and I cried and cried and cried to the point where the doctor was like, "Get him out of here. Take him home." And they took me home, and I never had my tonsils taken out, which today is a benefit for me.
Yeah. It's your body's first line of defense, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, for me,
and I can always tell when I'm getting sick, because that's the first thing that swells up is my neck.
Yeah. So, I mean, I get and I'm dealing with it, like, right now to this second, the most insane sciatic nerve pain on my left side of my hip. It's actually ended up being the reason why I stopped working at the fire department.
Yeah.
The pain just comes and goes for the last 4 years. And I mean, like, to the point where I can't walk. I can't, but I'm grinding through it. I'm figuring out a way. I've had to switch up my diet a tremendous amount. I had to do, like, a whole food diet where I don't eat grains, starches, gluten, but that doesn't leave you much to eat, right? So it's definitely been tough.
You're almost like on a vegan diet a little bit, huh?
Dude, I'm almost just
actually maybe a vegetable and meat diet, huh?
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty soon here just going to be eating ice cubes. That's about all I'm going to have left to eat. But, I mean, yeah, it's my only problem in my life, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And, I guess it can't be perfect, but I literally have no stress, no bad things. I don't have no bad people in my life, but just damn hip, man. It just, like I said, some mornings I can't even get out of bed.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to the doctor. I'm figuring it all out. I at least know what it is now. I'm actually going next week to get a cortisone injection. It's seasonal too, which is the weird thing. Like, I'll go the whole summer fine, and then around the same time every year it flares up.
Does it put you in a lot of pain?
Oh, I mean, 10 out of 10 pain, like on my left side of my leg, in my sciatic nerve area.
Wow.
Yeah, so
there's no cure. They said there's like a cure for it.
Not really, no. I mean, they want to put me on, like, this hardcore. It's called the biological. Basically shuts down your immune system.
Yeah.
So with an autoimmune disease, like, my body is attacking itself, thinking that something's wrong. It's sending inflammation. Inflammation is like a sign of when something gets hurt. Then that's why, like, if you hit yourself, it swells up, right? Because there's fluid in there and things like that.
Yeah, the body's amazing, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and it keeps thinking that there's something wrong there. So I'm going to get an MRI actually tomorrow morning. Hopefully get some updated imaging, and then have the doctor take a look at it. And then I've been trying to push off the medication as long as I could. But I'm at the point where it's time. I think I'm going to have to make the next move and get on the medication. And I lasted 4 years without getting on the medication, because they tried to put me on it 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me see if I can figure this out. And, so, I mean, I almost lasted 5 years. I mean, I did a good job with putting it off for as long as I can, but I'm tapped out, man.
Yeah.
I can't even walk right now.
Wow. Well, in actuality, you're a prime candidate for being on long-term disability, right? Which is just basically settling for less.
Yeah.
But where I'm going with this is that this, and that's an option, but what we do here is paying the purpose.
Yep.
talk about some of the struggles, some of the hurdles, some of the things you go through, you went through, and that you are about to go through, and you still find your purpose and still work it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a prime example. All this that you're going through, you could have took the option of just saying, I'm going to take disability, fuck it, and just take the menial.
Yeah.
But now you're driven, you're still understanding, and you're still working through all of the pain to be in the position where you are, to have the success that you have, making 6 figures and more, coaching and helping other people to be able to have a livelihood, so they can be able to take care of their families and live the life that they are desiring to live. That's big, man.
Yeah. I mean, I try and just kind of put it on the back burner as much as I can until it literally cripples me, and then I'll have to take a little bit and then get it figured out. And, but each year I'm getting closer and closer to figuring it out. I'm being in pain less throughout the year, each year. So like 4 years ago, it was bad.
Yeah.
I got the surgery. That's what they thought it was. After a year after the surgery, the pain came right back. Boom. And ended up doing tests and then find out I had this gene. And but like I said, I don't use it as an excuse. I mean, I'll have my buddies hand me the weights, have to carry me over the weights because I can't physically walk and carry the weight.
Yeah.
But I can sit down and I can lift it.
You can still get it in.
Sure.
You get a few curls in.
Yeah,
huh?
I can get a few curls in.
Few
But
champagne.
I can't walk the dumbbell from there to there. But you bring that thing to me and I'll damn sure get it lifted.
Yeah.
Right.
That's pretty cool, man.
So
that's pretty cool, man. Yeah.
we make it work.
This is good, man. Like I said earlier, we weren't able to get this done at the time we really wanted to get it done, being that you were transitioning into a different career path. The times that I had available weren't available because of all the sessions that I did have scheduled. But when we first started, we were focusing a lot on people's woes and setbacks in life, from grieving, incarceration, to divorce, anything that brought them pain, and they overcame that and found their purpose, to where now we're still focusing on that a lot, but we're now on the platform and the podcast in the area of bringing on experts that can talk about different things from an expert perspective, such as therapy, life insurance, meditation, psychology, just different expert levels, because now we're tapping into the benefits of health, wealth, and relationships, work-related and personal. So with you going through everything that you're going through, what would be most important to you? Health, wealth, or relationships?
Health. Hands down. No questions asked. I mean, when I'm not feeling good, nothing else matters, and that's just like down to as little as like when you have a flu or when you have a cold, right? And it's like you don't do the dishes or little things like that. Then I think about people when they get in chronic pain, right? That those little bit of the dishes, right? That becomes your daily life activities. You're hanging out with your family, taking care of your kids, right? As that gets more and more pain, and people get things like that. But I think a lot of problems would be fixed with a lot of people if they just get moving, eat some healthier food, hit the gym, get your steps in. Like people always ask me, like, what do I got to do to get fit, or what do I do, or this, and I always ask people, like, how many steps are you getting a day?
Right.
And just look at your phone, right? Most people, you're like 3,000 or 4,000. Yeah, no wonder you're only eating 2 or 3 meals a day, or you're not drinking enough water, things like that, right? Also, like, do some of your own research, right? Just because you see it on TV or because Jared from Subway is telling you it's healthy, right, doesn't mean it's healthy.
Right.
So just that's one of the things that I really took and ran with, is like doing my own research, looking into the fitness industry, watching YouTube videos. Like, I don't really watch TV. Like, I watch sports and I watch YouTube. And people always trip out like that I'm always watching YouTube, but I'm either learning something from a podcast, I'm watching someone how to lift weights correctly, or what to eat, or what diet to do, or now I'm watching business podcasts or something like that. You know, it's just kind of
Right.
I'm always in it.
Yeah, that's basically the new school, and we're continuously learning. It's like you never want to stop learning. You never want to be in a position of where you say, okay, my learning, I'm good on learning. I don't need to learn anything else. That's like a self-defeating statement or move. You definitely don't want to do that. I've ran across tapping into what you're talking about. Like people say, like, I want to do this, I want to do that. There's two type of people that, in my opinion, that I have experienced. Those that are the doers and the wishers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I wish I had arms like you, Kyle.
That is true.
Oh man, I wish I was driving a car like that guy. That's a beautiful car. I wish I was living in that house. Man, look at that house. That's an amazing house. And then there are those who are living in that home.
Mm-hmm.
There are those who are driving that car. There are those that have those arms and that six-pack. They're the doers. So you just have to decide which one you want to be.
Yeah.
Who are you? Are you a doer or are you a wisher?
Uh-huh.
And those wishers, they'll never do it.
Yeah.
They'll always be wishers. At the end of the day, man, you have to take care of your health. I would subscribe to that. I thought you were going to say all three, because for me, it's big.
Well,
all three is big for
yeah,
me,
I mean, you asked me in a few months when I'm not hurting, then I'll say business, right? I mean, but that's point to prove right there, right?
Man.
When you're hurting, that's probably the number one thing.
Yeah, man.
I mean, if I had to list them right, I would say health,
Yeah,
relationships, business.
Yeah.
Those would be my three.
Yeah, because when you're in pain, man, I get a little bit in my lower back too from a old sports injury, man. And I never got the surgery on my back because they were like, if you do the surgery, you won't ever be the same. You won't walk the same. And as you get older, you may need a cane. I was like, nah, that's not going to work for me. So every now and then I run through a little bit of pain running down my back too. And if there was somebody came in and said, you give me X amount, I can take away that pain from you. I'd be like, here, double that. Just get rid of this pain.
Yeah.
So the health aspect of it is definitely most important. But you got to have your money up too. You got to have your money up, for that freedom and to.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons I really doubled down on the sales aspect of everything, was because I didn't know how my journey with this autoimmune thing, what it was going to be, if I was going to be able to go back to the fire department or not.
Yeah.
And, so at that point in time, I'm like, okay, I can either be a nuisance to everyone at work at the fire department because I'm complaining and I'm hurting so bad, and I'm not making shit up. I'm just really in a lot of pain. Like I got a
don't see you doing that.
high pain tolerance. For 6 months, I was just toughing it out, hiking 10 miles a day uphill up in Northern California. Just dying inside. I mean, literally.
Yeah.
Until I got this thing figured out. So it's like, it's either go back to the fire department and be miserable from being in pain, or figure this damn sales thing out so I can at least not have to worry about my money, my house, my car, my this, and then figure out this health thing. Right. And this working for yourself and being your own boss, and if you do have health problems or if you are struggling with certain things like that, it's going to be impossible to work for someone else or a 9-to-5 and ever make drastic changes in your health. Right. Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons why I like being self-employed and things like that, is because if I need to go to the doctor's, I can. If I want to go extra at the gym, I can. If I want to run at this time, I can. Right. Whereas if you go work at an office job, you're there from 9 to 5. There's no gym in the middle of the day. There's you're eating whatever you packed, stuff like that. So just really doubling down on, I got to think, all the great parts of sales are also, my freedom as well. So if you want to enjoy the freedom, then really double down on the work aspect of it, because you'll have more freedom. Right.
Well, it's not too strenuous what you're doing.
No,
the thing that I like
sitting
about
in a
it,
chair.
The thing that I like about it too is the fact that you getting warm leads.
Yeah.
And then you also getting coaching without the client actually having privy to you being coached, as you have them in front of you and you are explaining to them what it is that they will be getting if they do take on the package. Also, the money is really good there. You can make 6 figures. And so what I'm getting at and I'm driving at is that we're going to get out of here shortly, but I want you to be able to tell people how they can be in touch with you, how they can reach you, how they can find you, if they want to look more into this and possibly take this as a path,
For sure.
being that they need that kind of position to where they can earn like that. Maybe that they do have health issues, or they want to take on a second job, or whatever the scenario may be.
Mm-hmm.
It's an easy way of being able to take on extra job or even have a job that could cater to someone who has some things that are enabling them from doing something that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
Or doing something that demands more of their time.
Yeah, I mean, you can always reach out to me on Instagram, 𝐾W_909.
Okay.
Or I'm sure you have the Keep It Movin email or podcast or whatever,
Yeah, I'm going to put it all in there
okay.
anyway.
Yeah, so reach out to Vonn, myself. More than likely, probably quickest would be Instagram, something like that. Shoot me a message, just say, hey, I saw it on the podcast. I'm interested in hearing more, or whatever, even if you just have questions.
Right. I have my listeners, and from just read my comments and my viewers, people are always looking for something to make life easier.
For sure. And even if
everybody
you
likes to
don't
make
have
money.
life insurance, that's how I got into it myself. There's IUL products, which are super cool.
Yeah.
If you're self-employed.
That's the one that I got.
Yeah,
I got that
exactly.
one too.
Oh, yeah, you got one?
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect example.
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, we got yourself set up for the future. You have a small retirement fund if you need it.
Yeah.
If you were to get a terminal illness, you can use the money, things like that. I think a lot of the times when people think about life insurance, they just think death insurance. But I mean, I just got my buddy who's 22 years old set up with an IUL. He got $450,000 in coverage, growing a cash value, and it's like $100 a month for him.
Right.
If something happens to him, he
Yeah.
owns a pressure washing company. So could he fall off the house and break his back? Cool. He just got $450K because he decided to put $100 a month towards something.
Yeah, I spent like $110 for it, which
about-
is really cool.
Yeah. Would you get like 300,000 or something?
I got like 300 and some change.
Right.
Because
So
I still
something
got the
like
other
that.
one tied. I got a couple other things working too, so I didn't really need to put it all into that
Yeah.
one. But eventually, as it grows, as time progresses, I'll
And then
probably
heaven
end up
forbid
dumping it
something
into
happens
one.
to you,
Yeah.
Your family don't have to worry. It's there's no burden or anything like that.
That's so true. Yeah.
Works out good.
Hey, Kyle, we're going to get out of here, man.
Money.
Thank you, brother. I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you stopping by, man.
I appreciate you having me on here. It's been cool watching you get everything moving. Right.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see you up and doing the thing and, interviewing people and everything. I've been watching the episodes and they're really good, bro. So
Yeah.
keep it up.
I know it's not my best. I critique myself, and I know that we can do better, and it will get better.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, when everything,
go
you got to
watch-
start somewhere.
Yeah, go watch anyone's first 10 episodes of their podcast. I don't
makes me
care if
feel
you're Theo
good.
Vonn or you're Vonn, right?
Yeah.
Either one.
Because I've seen some.
Yeah, right.
And it makes me feel really good. It's a good start, man.
Yeah.
And I'm happy where things are going. And
No, yeah, I'm excited for you, dude.
yeah, man. Thank you, brother. And then talk to Kyler, man. I still got his number, man. I'd
Yeah,
love to get him
we
on
will.
here, man.
Yeah,
He's got great energy,
we
man.
let's reconnect here
Yeah.
within like maybe 6 months or so,
Right.
and then we'll check in on
Yeah,
our
yeah, yeah.
progress, and I'll bring
Yeah.
Kyler with me. And,
Yeah, be all three of us sitting
yeah,
down.
yeah,
All right,
that'll be
brother.
fun.
Let's get out of
All
here.
right, man.
All right,
Appreciate you.
man. You too.